All right, we are back here with another BrewskiBets very late video. Way behind on the times. I'm gonna do a UFC Perth recap, but this is again from me currently, and I've had a very hectic week with a lot of family and things going on, and so things fall behind, and that's how it's just gonna be. But I'm gonna catch up because I'm committed to doing this right. Okay, UFC Perth recap though. I want to go over the fights real quick and my bets and how that ended up on the night. I did end up positive, but not because of my initial bets or what I put out in my betting video, is because I broke the rules. So breaking the rules helped me this week. Um, sure, I'm gonna have to tighten things up though. We're gonna have to tighten the ship up. This hasn't been a great. I'm getting to see my flaws, and so this is working. Either way, first round, first fight. I mean, Cody Steele versus Dom Marfan. Cody Steele used that BJJ he has not been showing. He's been wanting to slug it out and showing that he's not as good on the feet as he thinks he is, and I was hoping he would continue with that game, and instead he went for that very effective submission Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu that he put to work there. He got the heel hook, and Damar definitely sat in there way too long, just kind of letting him work with his leg, not trying to kick out. He had a second leg. He could have, pushed off him, done anything to try and save himself, but he didn't. Either way, we lose on Don Marfan on that bet. I'll say this though, Cody Steele, if he uses that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, we'll see. I gotta see. I don't fully believe in him as a prospect, but Don Marfan, I still believe that guy's a dog. I mean, anyone can go down to a submission. It was not the most high fight IQ moment that I saw out of him though in that regard. So I'll have to bet him a little more gingerly in regards to what I see for matchup purposes next time. Jonathan Mikhailov versus Temba Garimbo, and I feel very vindicated on this one. Very vindicated. That is the sweatiest bet that I've ever made on Jonathan Mikhailov of him actually winning that fight. He did not look great, and I can't wait to fade this guy when he fights someone that is a decent wrestler and can stay on the feet with him and slug, because he's just slow, man. He looks so slow on the feet to me. Wes Schultz, Ben Johnson. I mean, I didn't even personally watch this one. I'll be honest. In the moment, I took a minute to go to the bathroom to do anything else I needed to do to get ready for my day, because this was not one I was very excited for. And Wes got the submission, but when I rewatched that, oh my god, he looked awful. Can't wait to bet against him. And Ben Johnson just looked like an old retired fighter. Colby Thickness, Vince Morales. Vince, he helped me out on this one. This one I feel again good on my reads here. I did not want to take Vince for the win, but I knew that he was going to hang with Colby and that he was not going anywhere in the fight and that it was likely going to a decision. So I did his plus 3.5. I paired it with Jonathan Mikhailov. We got a dub on that one. No thanks to Jonathan Mikhailov, though, for making me sweat, because, again, I was much more comfortable with Vince's in that leg of the parlay than Jonathan's. Jacob Malkoun, Gerald Mearshart, luckily we skipped that fight. I didn't touch it, and Jacob Malkoun looked like shit. I mean, not like shit, but he just, where's the finishing ability, man? Where's the want to progress your career through something that actually hits the fans, hits the Dana, the owners. You want them to notice you. You knock out Gerald Mearshart. It's not excellent, but it's how you continue up that rankings. You go to a unanimous decision with the Gerald Mearshart, who missed weight for the first time and has death in his eyes as he's in there. You're not going anywhere, Jacob. Junior Tafa, this was the good leg of my not safe parlay with Junior Tafa versus Kevin Christian here. He knocked him out. Kevin Christian's awful. Easy enough. We kind of saw that one coming unless you could get him to the ground, and boom, there it was. This is my next bad one here, though. Cam Rouston, Robert Brychek. Cam is looking good, and I've made money on him in the past, and I don't know how much I'm going to doubt him anymore. He pieced Robert up. Robert didn't look like the boxer I thought he was, and I think I was a little influenced in a sense by the other opinions I listened to around me rather than just my own initial read, which would have been towards Cam. And then I got into that footage and I listened to some opinions and I swayed myself. So I'll have to trust my reads initially sometimes more. Louis Sutherland, Tai Tuivasa. Don't bet Tai. Both these guys out of the UFC. I'm not even going to talk about them anymore. They're a no bet for me. Brando Pericic. I jumped in on this during the fight card to save my stuff. And broke some rules. But yeah, I bet on Brando Pericic and Steve Erceg in a parlay, and that definitely got the night turned around for me as things were starting to go bad. Brando looks good. Looks like he can handle a good stand-up game, and I'm excited to bet on him as a future prospect. Shamil looks fat, slow. He looks like one of those heavyweights that's just not that exciting, so he'll win some. Depending on matchup, we'll see if we bet him again. Marwan Rahiki looks like the real deal. I jumped in on a dumb bet on this one, just hoping Ali Schmidt could survive. Again, a couple brewskis in on that one. Not the greatest choice. Steve Erceg, Tim Elliott. Second leg of the Brando Pericic Steve Erceg parlay that saved me. And Steve Erceg looked great. Pieced him up. Tim Elliott came out fast, but he could not keep up that pace and that crazy wild fight style. As soon as he was immobile, Steve was just piecing him up the whole fight. That one seemed like a levels call, and I feel like I called that right. Killing Sal killed Beneil Dariush. I tried to trust Beneil's survivability one more time, and it's shot. Quilin. God, I'm so bad at this guy's name. Quilin Sal killed. Yeah, he looks great, dude. The guy's a real fighter. He's definitely one to watch. I'll see what his next matchup is, but he's shooting up the rankings fast, so I tend to want to try and fade these guys at some point because I just feel like they need to slow them down. But sometimes you don't need to slow down depending on the fighter you are, Find out in the future what he is to bring. Carlos Prates, saving my night. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you so much. I ended up putting $30 on Carlos, which is for me 2 units, and definitely helped a lot versus Jack Della Maddalena, who looked awful. So yeah, Carlos, fantastic. I want to see what his next matchup is. Obviously, Islam versus Carlos. That's a tough call, man. That's just saying, can he withhold against the grappling? And I'd like to think he could. I'll put it this way: I'm biased towards Carlos. I love Carlos Prates. So yeah, it was an easy pick for me, and I wasn't gonna bet against him on the feet. A grappling fight. We'll see what is to come for him. There it is. Quick Perth recap there. Let me go to my bets real quick. All right, so here we are. We're on the DraftKings page. I want to show the actual. I want to show my bets here for the legitimacy sake on DraftKings. And so here's my Dom Marf money line, immediate loss. Here's one we need to talk about, and I'll talk about more in my tracker. But that is I got pulled in. It's the up too early win, man. This one gets me in baseball. I always feel like I can make a call on the day of a team that's going to go up by 2 at some point in their game and be an easy win. I probably shouldn't be betting on baseball. I do not really watch baseball. I did 30, 45 minutes worth of research and then placed a bet, and it was not a great bet. Obviously, I am a Red Sox fan too as well, which does not help. They went up by 1 in the first inning. Everything was looking great. And then obviously from there, you can see how things went for them that game, and it was not great for me. This isn't a baseball betting channel, okay? It's as simple as that, Mikey. Okay, simple as that. Carlos Prates winning me money, right? Winning me money. Vince Morales, Jonathan McAuliffe winning me money. Jonathan, you're scaring me. Junior Tafa, Tai Tuivasa, fuck you, Tai. You old fat slow. He's just a fish out of water on the ground, man. He's just laying there on his back. Nothing. So there's no fight to get up. The moment Louis took him down the first round, I went, uh-oh, that's a loss. And it was, because there wasn't one time that he was able to put any effort into getting back up. Unless he is fighting, again, bare knuckle. Tai, go to bare knuckle, bro. You'll be great there. He's got a good, he's excellent boxing, but this is MMA. Robert Braychek, plus 150, again, low loss. Cam Raston looks great. Robert's decent boxer, but he's nothing special. We'll be looking into Cam more in the future. We'll see who they put Robert against next time, too, just because I still trust those hands. Beneil Dariush. He's probably a no bet anymore. That man he's over the hill. I was hoping, that Quillen would try and test that grappling, like he said, like he was doing in round 1 until he broke off from it and then immediately knocked him out. And that's what I probably should have seen coming. They'll think about that in the future. Thank you, Steve and Brando, bringing me back on that plus 190. That was an in-the-moment bet, a brewski or two in. Probably shouldn't have made these live bet choices, but it's one I want to work into my rules in the sense of I had placed my bets on beforehand, and sometimes sometimes I want to do some live ones, and what I feel in the moment when I see those fighters walk out, when I see them, and they tend to be decent calls for me. So we're gonna be saving some money in that in the rules. We'll put it that way, amending the rules as need be. Philly bet on Marwan Rahiki. He looked fantastic. Knocked Ali Schmidt out. Wanted it to just last 1.5. That was again a spur of the moment bet. Carlos Brautes, though, I just threw more money down on him in the moment because again I trusted him and those odds were looking great for him. All right, and lastly, just to bring up the tracker here, see where we are profit wise, and this is the BrewskiBets official tracker for now, right? So I've got all of my bets placed. And we are at this point currently down $4 due to again betting on NBA and MLB is what it is in the end. So there it is, UFC Perth recap for this one. I got to get into my bets actually for this upcoming fight week's breakdown. That I'm way behind.